Okay, Serenade Part 3. Let's dig right in. If you missed the first 2 parts, I will link the Serenade playlist in a card and below. Make sure you're caught up into this point. We are now doing the 3rd movement of Balanchine's iconic masterpiece, Serenade. This is the New York City Ballet in 2023, dancing in Madrid. Let's go. So, before we get into 3rd movement, we just finished the waltz, shouting out Indiana Woodward, Russian Girl. The 4 demis are Olivia Boisson, Olivia McKinnon, Lane Habany, and Mimi Staker. All 4 of them are beautiful. All right, this is the tricky movement. So this is the only rest they get right now. Yes, this is on PBS if you want to watch the whole thing. I don't know if we still can, actually. I think they took it down now. But I'm going to link it below. So they close to 5th. And they slide out into a split, trying to not clunk. Which is very hard to do together and very hard to do that tight. Oh, reminder, this movement, the way Tchaikovsky wrote it, is actually the 4th. We talked about this in part 1. It is at the end of the full piece. However, Balanchine took the 4th movement and put it in front of the 3rd to create the soft ending in the last movement. So this is actually the 4th movement of the score. Little swan moment. This is a nice, I love this moment, watching them kind of connect. This is sort of the, okay, we're in this together and we're about to die, but okay, we're gonna be fine. So now this is the tricky part. They don't let go of the hands for quite a bit here. Going back to tableaus, we went from a lot of dancing to a quiet moment so that we can push it again. We talked about that last time as well. When you have little moments like this where you're connected or you're doing formations or do-si-dos with 𝐴𝑐𝐿, it can get really tricky. It looks really simple, but it's so tricky. Okay, you can see here too, if somebody's arms are longer than the other, like we're holding on by a finger, we actually have fingertip. This is tricky too because everybody's arm length is different. So if you have shorter arms, you might end up in a finger, or she's holding on for dear life, but you would never see that from the audience. Again, gotta space it well. And remember, Russian Girl is usually short. So she's the one sometimes that's hanging on for dear life. So hopefully they caught their breath. Okay, let's look at this step. So she does piqué forward, little bit of a hip punch here, a la Ruby's. You can't really see that in the dress, but this is kind of a hip forward Ruby's moment. Piqué passe, piqué releve arabesque, sorry, pas de bourrée, 5th, entre-chaussis. 1, 2, oh, cot, that's a cot, sorry. 1 and a 2 and 1, 2, 3, entre cot. Cute. Sissone on point. We all do the step. Da, 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 5th entre cot. Okay, I love this section. I want you to notice it's not anything that complicated, but it looks so cool because he changed the direction of the step. And he, like the way he used the pattern. So we're all going Sissone out. So they're going Sissone to point out, out. And see, they go up as she does Sissone. So there's that timing of everybody going up, even though Indiana's the only one that leaves the floor. Then they go out and in. Then 2 of them are going to switch, and 2 of them don't. So now we're opposite. Opposite. All we're doing is Sissone arabesque. All we're doing. But it's, again, the step is not complicated, but the way he used formations in 1934, it's just incredible. Watch again in real time. Here's your cut. I'll do the step. They're going to Sissone arabesque. Everybody goes out. Everybody goes in. 2 of them switch, 2 of them don't. Now, in case you're wondering what Indiana's doing, it's hard to see in the skirt, but she's actually doing second Sissone. That's all it is, second come through. I believe one leg comes in bent. So watch Indiana for a second. She does her little, let's go, hang on, let's go faster. There, do the step. So Indiana's gonna go changement, out, land on one leg. Changement, out, land on one leg. It's hard to see, but she's going second, land on one leg, comes through. 1 and 2. It's almost a beat. Back, front, sort of. Yeah. Lots of these lean offs. I remember them saying, use your back. This is just really jumpy and really puffy. Puffy meaning take a lot of breath. Okay, these are the little like fly swing things. This step, it just takes a lot out of you because you're going front and back and front. It's one of those steps that travels. You have to move, you have to jump. It takes a lot out of you, but it's not that impressive. So you're just kind of like, ugh. So they go back. They're going to be opposite of Indiana, front. See, all they're doing is swinging. Back, bottom foot has to point. There we go. Yep. And now we're going to move in our pattern. So we went from a straight line to a box. Mimi had to hold back there. They're opposite of the Russian girl. They're just basically a count behind. Yep. You wouldn't think this part would be tiring, but it's awkward and it just takes a lot out of you, this section. And the hard part is these 4 demis don't get a break. See, Indiana goes away. They're going to get like maybe an 8 break. 𝐵𝐫𝐽𝐻. Okay, this is a very famous Balanchine-ism that he put on the edge of a jeté. So let's watch the core. So they go back, soutenu. Another interesting moment. Let's actually go back and dissect the core a little bit. So we soutenu. We go pique arabesque, roll down on the same leg. Watch Olivia here. She's on the right leg. So instead of just coming through with this back one, she's going to roll down on this one first. Roll down to tendu, back soutenu, turn toward your back leg. Let's do it again, other side. Watch lane, up and down, back soutenu, other direction. Typically you go the same way you're stepping. They're actually going the other way. Watch one more time in real time. Up, down, we go backwards. Up, down, we go backwards. They're still going, same step. 6 times. And Indiana goes away. Now, Balanchine jeté. This is in so many ballets. It's in Symphony in C. It might be in Western. Definitely in Theme and Variation somewhere. It's in piano. This is one of his like signature steps. So take third arabesque. So typically, very common is the other arm front. So this arm would be back, but it's the same arm as the back leg. Step, failli, jeté, beat it, bas-tu, and instead of, see Mimi, instead of it being underneath you, it's out to the side. So it's this sauté, jeté, very, very famous Balanchine steps in so many of his pieces. Sauté, he loved a third arabesque sauté. Here comes the rest of the corps. They're doing it too. Third arabesque sauté. Skirts start flying. This is another place. This is a movement, if you get thrown into, it's a lot happening. Okay, so to give you an appreciation, you might not know this if you were a casual goer or viewer. The Russian girls are already back. They're already back. So these girls came in. I just want you to appreciate how short their break is. So remember, everybody else went off after second movement, whatever. No. These girls take a beating. Okay, so they're off. They run off. That was it. That's their whole break. They're coming back. 4 Russian girls. Right there. That's it. That's the only break they get. Same 4. In my mind, what I appreciate about this little section is it reminds me of Swans or Willies or both. It's kind of his take on it. His little ode to Willies. They're in long tutus. Also swans with the hops. So we go hop, 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 See, there's something about willies here. There's a slight ode to Giselle in this moment. We saw the hops in the first movement too. Now the 4 Russian demis are now on the front. Olivia, Olivia squared, Mimi, and Lane. Waltz Girl comes back. Now the corps gets to rest. Russell Janzen, Unity Phelan. Okay, this is another thing that just makes it so unique. For me, 1934, this kind of upper body twisting. Normally in ballet, especially in the classics, when you releve a front attitude, it's very classical, you're very square, you're right to the audience, so that front leg is crossed. Not this. It's that ode to it, but pushing the boundaries. So watch in slow-mo. We go. They chaîné away, both chaînéing to the right. I love how tight Unity chaînés are. Take note, dancers. Tight, tight, tight. Then she goes, attitude. Look at this. Look at this line, the skirt, the foot. Look at Russell, too. That's so modern for that time period. That's so not, this is so not your traditional Aurora. And look, he does it too. This is also not a situation, and this is in many Balanchine ballets where the man is just standing there. Like, he's doing the same step she is. Pushing boundaries, and yet it still stands the test of time. I love this part. Little fall. You have to trust when you're off balance like that. You cannot bail on the bottom foot. So watch her bottom foot. She can't bail on it. She has to stay up on this foot and lean off of it as long as you can. Look at the bottom foot, bottom foot, bottom foot, bottom foot. Still on point. See how she came down with the back leg before the bottom leg was even off? Watch this side. Sauté, glissade, little glissade there. Up, stay on the foot, stay on the foot, stay on the foot, stay on the foot, stay on the foot. That's called going for it. She doesn't bail on that one. Same step together. Okay, another partnering thing I want you to see. So many people think in this situation, oh, he's just holding her. No, watch his arm. He has her, and then in order for her to lean and balance, he has to counter it by pushing. He's not just holding her arm, he's actually pushing her. So there we are, and then he's going to push it forward. See the forward push? Yep, watch the other side. This side's easier to see. Up, step, matching her feet, big theme. And then he's going to push and lean back. So he has to counter it. It's not just this up and down. It's kind of like we were saying earlier. It's not just straight up and down. He has to counter and push with one arm. Gabriel. Okay, another thing, same theme of the day here, 1934, pushing boundaries. Normally, in classical land, when they lift, they stand and wait, or they travel with her. He has to lift down, look away from her, come back to her. So, watch Russell. This is actually very harder than it looks. So, they're going to go around, step to tendu. Watch in slow-mo. We go. Cabriole, getting ahead of her. Cabriole, put her down, make sure she's good, go away from her. Totally has lost his eye line of her. He's not looking at her waist. So he has to re-find her as fast as he can, go up again, down, match her, lose sight of her, get way ahead of her. See on this one too, this is what I mean about this pass. He has to be ahead of her in order for her to be able to go somewhere. So he's ahead of her, he lifts her down, and that's the end of that step. So he loses sight, and hopefully she's there. Do you know what I mean? Tricky. There's our jeté batu, sauté jeté batu again. Sauté, step jeté. That's in everything. Here come the demis again. Hope you breathed. More C zones, soutenus. A lot of Sissone to Pointe in this ballet, which means 5th, spring 2 feet, land on 1. So I actually want you to appreciate how much this hurts if you have a bruised toenail, because you're literally leaving the floor and landing on 1 leg. You might be able to see it better here. 5th, leave the floor slightly. There you go. That's a good one. That's a good one to see what I'm talking about. So watch Mimi on this second one. So watch Mimi's feet. 5th, she's actually going to jump, leave the floor, and land on 1 foot. 5th, jump out. So this happens a lot in this ballet. So if you have some bruised toenails, it is not a fun time. There to attitude as well, same thing. Core coming in. Okay, I would also like you to appreciate how hard this section is. So, first thing I want us to do is watch the demis. Watch the demis. So, they come forward, find their spot, 𝐵𝐷𝑜𝑠, step. Another moment, no 𝐵𝐷𝑜𝑠, watch again. These little transitions you would never pick up on if you were not a dancer, but not having a prep for things like we said in the first part is so hard. So, here we go. Sauté, watch Lane, sauté, no 𝐵𝐷𝑜𝑠, straight to 𝐵𝐷𝑜𝑠, land, prep, that's it. They're going to go passe to 4th. They do double pirouette. 1, 2, arms 5th. Hopefully land it. Great. They're going to go again. 1, 2, second time. Land it. Third time, up, up, 3 in a row. Land it. 4th time without hitting a core person who is literally piqué arabesquing towards you. 4th one, up and down. They do 4 pirouettes in a row. They do it too. Let's watch principals. They do the same thing. We're watching real time. Up to 4th. Pirouette, land. Pirouette, land. So they only do 2. But it is so hard on stage to kind of face the audience, go to 4th, and hope for the best. We did it earlier too with Dark Angel. What's interesting to me is Dark Angel is not in this movement. She's in 1, 2, and 4. Dark Angel does not appear in this, and there's a random boy that's only in the last movement, and 4 other random poor boys that are in the last movement. So 5 men have not appeared yet. They don't appear till the last movement. Okay, another hard step I want you to appreciate. There's not a lot emotionally to this movement. It's just a lot of dancing, so that's why we're focusing on the steps. So, up, up, it's just happy, beautiful, stunning dancing. So, développé, land it, 2 soutenus, 1, 5th, out, 2, 5th, another pirouette from 5th, everybody's doing this step. 5th, pirouette, thank goodness this is a single, land it, except for your principal, more sautés. Yeah, it's just a lot. Super dancey, but again, you feel so accomplished. Paddles. This is your rest step. Demis are still out there, I believe. Yep, demis are still there. Ooh, more of this step again. Patterns, crossing. All it is repeating. We're just repeating steps in a pattern. Back, arabesque. But do you see how many patterns this ballet has? It's endless. It's endless. You have to know what you're doing. It relies so much on patterns because the steps repeat. It relies on so many patterns. Russell's moment. Oh, okay, that's a fun step. Tour jeté flip. Watch Russell. So, we'll watch in slow-mo. He does sauté 𝐂𝐴𝐿. Look at this. Bam, bam. Thank you. Chassé, écarté, sorry. Chassé, tour jeté. Land normally. He's going to land back leg there. Yep. He's going to go the other side. Bottom foot. Do you see how much he's going to push this bottom foot out so it points? Sometimes if you keep it underneath you on something like this, it doesn't point. Nice job, Russell. Chassé, watch this. Tour jeté. 1, 2, 3. So normally tourge de lands an arabesque. This is an extra half turn. It's like an axle in skating. It's the extra half turn. So watch again. Chasse, left leg, right leg, flip, land, off. Cool. Another moment of simplicity that works so well. Watch the core. Unity stunning. We'll watch her in a second. Watch the core. We développé. Everybody comes around. All we're going to do is rond de jambe tendu 1, rond de jambe tendu 2, rond de jambe tendu 3, and 4. Let's go to B+. 1, 2, 3. It's again, simple. But it's so effective. And then we're going to 𝐕𝐴𝐻𝐻𝑝 in a cannon. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Yeah, beautiful. There's Indiana's step. Same thing, Sissone, look at Pointe. See how much she's traveling? Okay, I want you to see this. This is the ideal situation when you're doing Sissone to 5th. So, or Sissone to Pointe. She does entrecôte 5th. Watch how far out this foot's going to go. Bam. See that? She didn't stay underneath herself. She went way out. 5th, it goes way out. 5th, it goes way out. 5th, it goes way out. That's what you're trying to aim for. More 𝐵𝐫𝐚𝐜 moments. Breathing moment. Push, pull. See? Now we need a moment. Well, it matches the music too. But he gives the audience a moment. Main theme comes back. Same exact opening. Unity does it with a développé. Now, coming up is the tricky part for her. I'll talk about it after it happens. Notice we're still back to 16. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So again, I believe there is one girl that doesn't do the end. This is called We're Breathing. Everybody's breathing. More sautés, hitch kick, hop, hop to the back. Sauté, step, hitch kick, hop, hop. Oh, no hop, sorry. Soutenu. The skirts, just so much fun. More chugs, more 𝐵𝐫𝐻𝐿. Now this is the tricky part for Unity. Stressful. Hopefully it worked. It did. Okay, so notice she was on stage. Let's see how her last entrance. When did she come on stage? All this time she is out on the stage. Okay, so here, after our tourge de flip, okay, tourge de flip, we're not going to watch the whole thing again, but Unity comes back and doesn't leave the stage for the rest of the movement. So she has a lot more dancing to do. And so getting her hair out in a fast amount of time is very tricky, especially since it still has to be pinned in. Because she does all this, and the Sissones and the chuggy chugs, and then we do the opening step, and then we do the thing, and we go back, and we do our little hoppy forward, all this stuff, hoppy, hoppy, hop, 𝐕𝐴𝐻𝐻𝑝. Look, she's still, like, look, the turns and everything. So her hair is still very much up. Otherwise, it would be falling out. I believe they start removing pins during the last movement, but it still has to stay. There is some sort of trick for it, and they learn how to do the trick. And the bobby pins just stay there, and you hopefully don't step on them. And that is the end of third movement. Other fun fact about third. Remember how we were talking about how things he just naturally incorporated? I believe a girl fell in rehearsal, and he added it into the ballet. So he was very all about, you know, bringing what happened in rehearsal into the ballet. So that's the end of third, and we will go to fourth and then the last part. I hope you're enjoying this. If there are other ballets you want me to deconstruct, I'll link. Let me know in the comments. If you missed part 1 or 2 or both, they're right there. You can click it to watch. Love you guys, and I'll see you next time.